Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of Building Brand Gravity. We have an exciting episode for you where a couple of us co-hosts are going to talk about our trends and predictions for 2025. So, hello and welcome. I'm Steve Halsey, Principal and Chief Growth Officer of the GNS Integrated Marketing Communications Group.
And I'm Ann Green, the principal and CEO at the GNS Integrated Marketing Communications Group. Hi, Steve.
Hello. Well, we're going to have fun today. We're gonna get out our magic eight balls, cauldron, whatever it is. We're going to look ahead and we're going to talk about the trends and strategies that businesses and brands need to thrive in 2025. So there's just been a little bit of things going on in the world and society in business. And we're just going to distill those all down and we're going to end up leaving everybody with a quick checklist of what they need to do to be successful in 2025. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about a variety of topics: leadership, culture, innovation. How are communicators and the C suites that they're serving, how are they navigating uncertainty and basically leveraging the opportunities? So, we call this episode Navigating 2025 Essential Trends, Insights, and Checklists.
Yeah, 2025 is going to be pretty pivotal. I think you're right, Steve. And I brought my reindeer with me to be festive and also to be resilient, emotionally resilient. It's my emotional resilience reindeer because it's a heavy year coming at us. And so I think looking at the role of leadership, the role of communications and the field that we're in, and how are we adaptable and nimble to whatever's coming at us.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be key. And Ann, I'm really interested. You just got off a road show visiting a bunch of client CCOs and their CEOs and their executives, and I'm going to be really interested to hear what they're saying about resiliency, adaptability, how you structure your team, and then how you win. Because it's really interesting, as you say, for 2025 is kind of soft power, hard power. How do you find that balance as we get going?
Yeah, and I mean, nobody has a crystal ball, but we've all been living in this world for quite a while. You know, Steve knows one of my least favorite acronyms is VUCA: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It's just such a VUCA. It's not the best acronym, but it continues to be persistent. So I don't know that we need, the most perfect crystal ball to understand that we're going to be in a landscape that's still quite tumultuous. And now with the US election decided and some of the moves being made there, we have more visibility into what may be coming, but still a lot of questions too. And I think that I was just with a senior leader and I was doing a high level media training. And we were talking about the CEO agenda because this is also an entity that advises companies of all sizes, especially Fortune 50 and Fortune 500. And he made a comment to me as part of the mock interview that, CEOs need to be optimists. So I'm going to adopt that mantle. And I tend to be glass half full. I call myself an optimist realist. And I think, Steve, you share a lot of that personality with me. But the other thing is that he stressed something else I really took away, which is we need to focus on the areas we can control. And I think going into it, there are potentially some really rapid changes coming, especially in the regulatory environment. Whenever there's a regime change, an administrative change, especially there's some potentially stark differences in what may be looked at from a regulatory perspective, climate, environment, policy, tariff, et cetera. So, from my perspective, and I'm sure yours too, when I'm speaking to executives and also talking to myself as an organizational leader, I'm thinking about adaptability, about resilience, about creating that culture of readiness, focusing on the things you can do. And also that old adage, don't let a crisis go to waste. There's a chance to make real change when there's big changes afoot around you, and also to avoid getting too down in the dumps, to getting too glass empty, because that's not going to help us take the action we need to take.
Absolutely. And I had a conversation with a chief communications officer a few weeks ago, not US based, works for a
Yeah.
large business out of the Middle East. And he made the comment to me, he said, CEOs now want to appear more strategic than ever before, and they want their senior communications councils to help them show up more strategic. So, it's no longer do you have a seat at the table? It's no longer just a
Mhm.
question of, hey, is it about, our reputation and brand? Now it's help me show up more strategic, which means you need to show up